So here is the hymn. It is in Pankti. Pankti is an interesting meter. There are several meters in the Rig Veda which are the most popular, and that is uh, three types, actually, four. Well, three the major types. It is 8-syllabic pada. 8-syllabic, this is iambic pada. Yeah? Ta 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 ta. What we know as shloka. But 8-syllabic pada can be distributed as 3, 8 padas. 8-syllabic padas, it is Gayatri. 4, it is Anushtup. And 5, it is Pankti. So we have 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. Yeah? So Pankti is actually enlarged shloka, Anushtup, with one more pada. Yeah? Mahono adya bodhaya usho raye devitmati 8, 8. Yatha chinno abodhayach 8. Satya shravasi vaye 8. Sujate ashpasundrate 8. And this is iambic. So ta 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 meter. It can be maybe interesting for the Sanskrit students and for those who want to understand how meter works. So it's our first Pankti meter. Pankti means 5, basically. Pancha. So Sri Aurobindo has introduction to this hymn. The Rishi prays for the full epiphany of the dawn, of the light of truth, in all its lavish splendor, with all the bountiful companies of its gods and seers, the shining herds of its thought, the rushing steeds of its force, the luminous impulsions with which it comes, companioned, as they are, by the burning rays of the sun of Gnosis. The sun of Gnosis, Gnostic being, yes? Gnosis is the supermind. Let the divine arrive, and the work will no longer be long and tardy. So the divine dawn is the divine mother in action, and once she is totally activated, so to say, within our journey, then that work, sacrificial work, will no longer be long and tardy. We are stepping into the sunlit path, as it were. So with the suggestions of few people, I added Griffith here for your study, so you can see how Griffith translates. I have my interpretation, because it's always good to have several kind of views on the same verse. And the first is Sri Aurobindo's translation. Maheno adya bodhaya usho raye divitmati yatha chinno abodhayach satyashrava sivaye sujate ashvasunrite. O dawn, come with all thy splendors of heaven, Divitmati. Awaken us today to the great felicity, Maheraye Bodhaya. Bodhaya, to awaken Adya today, Nach us. In the sunhood of the birth of knowledge, Satyashravasi Vaye, in the inspired hearing of the truth, Satyashravasi, it is in the inspired hearing of the truth, in the sunhood of the birth of knowledge, Vaye. Here he gives a footnote. The name of the Rishi, Satyashravas Vaya, is here a covert figure for the characteristics of the sun birth in man. So literally, Shravas is, as you know, hearing, or the comprehensive cognition. And Satya, true comprehensive cognition, basically supramental knowledge. Satya Shravastama in the first hymn, if you remember, yes. He is Satya Shravastama, the most of the comprehensive knowledge of the truth. Vaya is his name, family name, and most probably from root V, to advance, to move forward, or to weave, also possible. I put here the full note, Satya Shravas, poet. Because these copies from the dictionary always give me new signs, so you bear with that. So, O dawn, come with all thy splendor of heaven, awaken us today to the great felicity, even as once thou awakens us. It's a past tense, awakens us. Old language English. In the sonhood of the birth of knowledge, in the inspired hearing of the truth. O thy birth is complete, O truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. This Sri Aurobindo found this poetic way of translating Sujata. Sujata is perfectly born, literally, whose birth is perfect. Yeah? And Sujate is the invocation, vocative case. Ashvasundarate also vocative. And he translates as literally it is whose truth is in, who has true power, literally, of true perfect power, of the power of perfect truth, rather. But he found the way to translate it poetically, or truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. Can you imagine such an imagery? Truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. So that swiftness with sound, the tramp of the steeds when they are approaching. Can you imagine the many of the horses are rushing and they create this sound, and this sound when the army is approaching, there is in that tramp there is a truth approaching, in the power of that sound of the horses rushing onto you. Thy birth is complete. This is such an unexpected turn. Usually Sujata is of perfect birth, but thy birth is complete. He adds to it not only perfection, but some kind of, there is nothing to add to that birth. She is absolute in her manifestation, the Divine Mother. So literally, it is in a simple way, O heavenly dawn, awaken us today to a great wealth, as you did awaken us once with Satyashrava Svaya, O maiden of perfect birth, O mistress of power of happy truth. Number 2. Ya sunit he, shaucha darat he, vi auchach duhitar divach, sa vi ucha sahiyasi satyashrava sivaye sujate ashvasunrite. This is a refrain. It will repeat itself through the whole hymn. Sujate ashvasunrite. It has to create this kind of repetitive sense of who Usha is. Thou who breakest force, Thou who breakest forth into dawning, O daughter of heaven, in him who has the perfect leading of the flaming chariot of light. And there is a footnote by Sri Aurobindo. The flaming chariot of light is the name. The same figure with another name, it gives the result of the sun birth, who has the perfect leading of the flaming chariot of light of the sun. This is the manifestation, the divine manifestation, or supramental manifestation. Ya Sunithe, in the perfectly leading one, Shauchadrathe, whose Radha is shining. This is a typical for my students of first group. Shauchadrathe, we spoke about that the participle can be a part of the compositor in the first place. Participle present tense. This is Shauchat Radhe. This is that compositor. We will meet it many times. So perfect, present participle is the first member of the compound. And notice it is Bahuvrihi compound, whose Radha is shining. Yes, that means, and you can also see it by the, no, you can't see it. Okay, doesn't matter. Sorry for this deviations. It's just for Sanskrit students, important that they see. Ya sunithe shauchadrathe vi auchach duhitar devach sa vi ucha sahiye si satyashrava sevaye sujate ashvasunrite. Thou who breakest forth into dawning, O daughter of heaven, in him who has the perfect leading of the flaming chariot of light, so break forth today, O greater still in thy force, in the sonhood of the birth of knowledge, in the inspired hearing of the truth. O, thy birth is complete. O, truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. You could feel how much Sri Aurobindo puts into this. There is such a poetic vastness. There's so much love for the Divine Mother in these verses. O daughter of heaven, you were the one who shone on Sunita Shauchadratha. So shine on to my dear Shrava, Satya Shrava Svaya, O maiden of perfect birth, O mistress of power of happy truth. I'm following literal translation without translating the names, to show you how different it is from what Sri Aurobindo does. He charges every word with meaning, with spiritual significance. It is much here.
Vladimir, Sunrite means sun, right?
No, it means Surita, yeah, who has the perfect. It is a Vedic compound with n in between. Yeah, it is confusing in the beginning. It's a happy truth or perfect truth, Sundarita. But if you take it as Bahuvrihi compound, that will be the one who has perfect truth. Yeah? It is she, the embodiment of the truth. I think I put it even for your, yes, Sundarita, gladness, joy in later translations, truth, opposite to Anrita, Sunrita, personified as goddess, truth personified as goddess, wife of Dharma in Bhagavata Purana, Sunrita. Right. And interesting here, greater still in thy force, in the sonhood of the birth of knowledge. So, as you shown before, come to us, and greater still in thy force, Sahiyasi, in the sonhood, Satyashrava Sivaiye, of the birth of knowledge, in the inspired hearing of the truth. So intensify your work, yeah, in comparison to the previous shining. Sano adya bharat vasu vi ucha duhitar divach yovi auchach sahiyasi satyashravasi vaye sujate ashvasunrite. Break forth into light, a bearer of treasures. Break forth into light, a bearer of treasures, O daughter of heaven, as once thou brokest forth, O greater still in thy force, in the sonhood of the birth of knowledge, in the inspired hearing of the truth. Kind of repetition of the previous, but going forward. Notice, break forth into light, a bearer of treasures, abharadvasu, viucha, shine, break forth, as once thou brokest forth, yach, yachvi auchach, yau, auchach, as you broke forth, sahiyasi setyashravasi vaye, in the more powerful birth, in the sonhood of the birth of knowledge, in the inspired hearing of the truth, or greater still in thy force, and even more so, shine even more than that. So it's kind of, if you compare to these verses, and you will do it, so you will see that there is a succession of force, greater and greater. Mm. And then, abhiyatva vibhavari, stomaich grenanti vahnayach, maghaich maghoni sushriye, damanvantach suratayach sujate, ashvasunrite. There are bearers of the sacrifice. There is a footnote, not human priests, but divine powers, the hosts or companies of the dawn, ganas. At once priests, seers, and patrons of the inner sacrifice, winners and givers of the celestial wealth. She comes with them, as you remember. In her chariot, all of them are visible there. She brings all the powers, gods and godheads, with her for action. Abhiyatva vibhavari stomai grinanti vahnayach. These are called vahnis. Vahni is the flame, actually, shining beings. There are bearers of the sacrifice who bring thee out in their speech, grinanti stomai. By their hymns they manifest thee, O wide and lustrous dawn, Vibhavari. They are glorious with thy plenty, Maghaich Sushriyach, O queen. Their gifts are lavish, Damanvantach. Their boons are full, Suratayach. O thy birth is complete, or truth is the tramp of thy steeds, in the tramp of thy steeds. I'm sorry, my throat is not yet totally recovered. So those flames around you, Abhiyatva Bahnayach, O luminous lady, Vibhavari, are shining are singing the hymns, those flames around you singing the hymns of affirmation, Stomaich Grenanti, O bountiful one, Maghoni. They shine with your glory, Soshriach, with your perfect glory, rich with gifts, Suratayach, Damanbantach, O maiden of the perfect birth, O mistress of power of happy truth. So with those powers she comes, with all the godheads and gods, all the adityas or her powers. She brings them into action. They are expressing her in themselves by affirming her in themselves. They are expressing her by affirming her in themselves. It's a very complex vision, but it's beautiful. These godheads, they are affirming the Divine Mother in themselves and by that expressing her. Because they are here for action. All the godheads here to act upon our manifestation. Yachit gite ganaime chadayanti maghattaye parichid vashtayo dadhu dadato radho aharayam sujate ashvasundrite. When these companies of thy godheads seek to pleasure thee in hope of thy plenitudes. This is what they're doing. They are affirming her in themselves and seeking to please, kind of seeking to pleasure you, to make you happy by that affirmation of you in themselves, in hope of thy plenitudes, that you will give them more of yourself to act upon the manifestation. They set their desires all around. They lavish thy undeviating felicity. Interesting word, undeviating. Ahrayam Radhas. Radhas, Sri Aurobindo has the whole explanation on Rai, Radhas. These are the felicities, the realizations of spiritual kind. Oh, thy birth is complete. Oh, truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. Whenever these troops of gods and godheads that crowded you for the exchange of your greatness and wealth, eagerly they establish it all over, the givers of realizations, conscious in power, O maiden of the perfect birth, O mistress of power of happy truth. That's why she brings them with herself. They are here to act, and she will charge them with her plenitude. Aishu dhach viravat yashach, usho maghoni surishu, yeno radhansi ahraya, Maghavano arasata sujata ashvashunrete. These are these. Oh God, my voice is funny. I don't. These are the seers, O dawn, queen of plenty. Set in them the splendor of thy heroic power, of thy heroic powers. Viravat Yashach, lords of thy plenty, Maghavanach, they shall lavish on us thy undeviating riches. That's why they are there. Or thy birth is complete, or truth. Oh, truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. It's no, it's difficult. It's not a name. And this oh is different. Yes, oh you whose truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. In these lords of sacrifice, establish your fame, full of heroic power. O Dawn, who, being generous, gave us these powerful realizations. O Maiden of the perfect birth, O Mistress of power of happy truth. Yes. Tebio diumnam brhadyashach usho maghoni avaha yenoraghansia shvia gavia bhajanta or gavya bhajanta surayah sujata sujate ashvasunrite. O Dawn, Our Lady of Plenty, bring to them thy illumination, a vast glory. They shall give us enjoyment of the felicity of thy steeds and the felicity of thy herds. Ashviya Gavia. This is Radhansi. Radhansi realizations or felicity of the Ashvas and Gavas, of the cows and horses. O thou whose birth is complete, thy birth is complete, O truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. Bring, O Dawn, this shining and vast fame to those, O bountiful Lady, who share with us their realizations of power and knowledge. To the lords of the sacrifice, O Maiden of the perfect birth, O Mistress of power of happy truth. To those, Tebiach, Diumnam, shining Brihad, vast Yashach, fame, glory. Avaha, bring, Ushach, O Usha, Maghoni, O bountiful one. Yenacharaghansia Shviyacha, Gavia, Bhajante Surayach, those Surayach, those luminous powers of the sacrifice who share with us, Bhajanta, these Radhansi realizations of knowledge and power. To them you bring this shining vast glory. So you see, the Divine Mother acts through the Godheads and gods. Now we know who they are, the gods and Godheads. They are her powers. They are here to do her work. And the Rishi prays to her to charge the Godheads, because they will do the work for us here. They will be charged by the Divine Mother with her power, with her vast, luminous glory. Utano gomatich isha avaha duhitar devach sakam suryasya rashmibich shukraich shochadbich archibich sujate ashvasunrite. Bring to us too, O daughter of heaven, powers of impulse full of the troopings of thy light. Powers of impulse full of the troopings of thy light. Let them come companioned with the rays of thy sun, linked with the purity of his bright and burning light givings. O, thy birth is complete. O, truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. And to us, O daughter of heaven, bring the impulsion of the refreshing knowledge, together with the rays of the sun and the pure luminous flames, O maiden of the perfect birth, O mistress of power of happy truth. Viucha duhitar divach, ma chiram tanutha apach, netvaste nam yathari pum, tapati suro archisha, sujate ashvasundrite. Break forth into light, O daughter of heaven, and spin not out too long the work. For thee thy son afflicts not with his burning ray, as he afflicts the foe and the thief. And he is a footnote. The labor towards the being of the truth is long and tedious, because the powers of darkness and division, the lower powers of our being, seize on and appropriate, keep idle or misuse the gains of knowledge. They are not bearers of the sacrifice, but its spoilers. Don't we know them? They are hurt by the full ray of the sun. But this dawn of knowledge can bear the full illumination and bring to a rapid conclusion the great work. I was struggling with this verse. I had my own translation, and even it was even published several times in different journals. Sri Aurobindo says it in a positive way, in a very interesting way. Let me read my interpretation and come to this verse more in detail. Shine wide, O daughter of heaven. Do not delay your work upon us. I'm adding upon us. Let not sun, supramental manifestation when it comes, with his flame, burn your unfinished work, as if it was a thief or enemy. O maiden of a perfect truth, O mistress of power, of happy truth, of perfect birth, sorry. So the idea is here very powerful. She is, through her transformative work and all the godheads involved and all the elements she brings with her, she's constantly pushing forward the evolutionary process, the evolution of consciousness. But if she is delaying it too long or taking too long for her to to finish the work, so the product is not finished, and the time of the supramental manifestation comes, then it will burn all that which is not finished, as if they were thieves and robbers, as if they were not worthy of being transformed. So everything which is unfinished work, with supramental manifestation will be treated as enemies and thieves. Something really important for us to know. We discussed this many times. Our mother looked at the earth, and how she said some parts of the earth are not ready for supramental manifestation, and she is worried what will happen to them when supermind will come and touch the earth. So they will turn into even worse thing. They will be burned. There is the whole Agni Yoga of Rurik. They created interesting Agni Yoga. They speak about the manifestation of the sun. And we have to increase the intensity of the flame within us, because when the sun comes with a full flame, then if our flame is totally kindled, then we will be saved. So flame does not burn the flame. This is the idea. If there is something to burn left over, then it will be burnt as if it was not worthy of transformation. So do not drag on, do not delay your transformational work. Hurry up with us. Don't leave us be here with. And I love how he explains this here. The lower powers of our being seize on and appropriate panis. They catch the light of the dawn. In other place it is said, O dawn, come and let panis sleep. They should not appropriate the light. And they keep idle and misuse the gains of knowledge. They put it for their own aggrandizing and for the purpose of aggrandizing their ego, their darkness. They are not bearers of the sacrifice, but its spoilers. They are hurt by the full ray of the sun. In the last, there are 10 verses. Etavat ved ushachtuvam bhuyo va datumarhasi ya stotribhyo vibhavari uchanti na pramiyase sujate ashvasundrite. So much thou shouldst give, or more than this. For to thy adorers thou breakest forth into the full wideness of thy glories, and thou art not limited in thy dawning. O, thy birth is complete. O, truth is in the tramp of thy steeds. So this is the whole hymn. So if you have some thoughts on, please, I will stop sharing. This inspirational poetry you will not find anywhere. There's nobody even coming close to such invocations.
Vladimir, two things really strike me from this. The first is that how revolutionary it is in integral yoga that we go directly to the mother, that we don't necessarily need the intervention, that she enlightens the intermediaries and then we ask them for the enlightenment. We go directly to her. That's, really revolutionary, I think. And secondly, that's this last part about the robbers and thieves really shed light for me on what's happening in the world right now. That there is a churning, there is a speeding up of the evolution happening, and that there's also a lot of robbery going on and misuse of the light for self-aggrandizement and nefarious purposes. But I sort of got a shot of the big picture in that verse.
Absolutely, yes. Did you notice it's all discussion is all about money, nothing else. There is no other topic. Money, 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 and plus more money. And who gets more money and who gets how he gets money, how he doesn't get money. And that is the whole truth about everything, wars and you name it. Yes, it's all about that. And money is in the power, in the hands of these powers, of panis. They are the treasurers, the keepers of the wealth.
Yes, I felt the same like Selby. These are the spoilers, and that's why they are being destroyed in some way by these natural calamities and all that is happening. And also the last line that Sri Aurobindo keeps repeating, it's like a chorus in a song, because you want to amplify that need of the mother that come with your steeds. The galloping, that sound, it's like a stress on earth itself of transformation of something that's very much needed. Just some thoughts I shared.
I agree totally. Thy birth is complete. Why does he say this? There is no yet complete birth of the mother here, but he says it. That means he affirms it. This is the affirmation, yes, stotram. And that affirmation acts as it is affirmed.
Vladimir, these Surya people, they worry me a lot. Who are they? Can you give us that thought?
Say it again.
Who are the Surya?
Suraya. Yeah,
Surya.
these are Suris. They are translated in different ways in different by different scholars. Shubhendra translates them as the givers of the sacrifice or the fulfillers of the sacrifice, luminous powers which actually accomplish our transformation. Yes, they are here for the transformation of the fallen emanations, and they are acting through different godheads. They are always invoked as kind of in a group, suraya, suris, the lords of the sacrifice. They are actually luminous beings, or luminous activities, if you will, of consciousness. It's like devas is a very strange word. Devas we translate as gods, but they are luminous beings, yeah? Luminosities of heaven, of higher consciousness. Of course, they are beings because they are shining. There is self behind it, and they have certain activities in certain manner. And what Selby said, that the privilege of integral yoga to refer directly to the mother and not to the gods. If you read what Sri Aurobindo says when the mother comes and descends upon you, she brings the powers. She knows what powers have to be activated in our Adhar. Yeah? So it's not that she comes always with the same. She always brings something else into action. So these godheads are activated. They are doing their work. Only we do not recall to them for that work. We call to her, and she already knows what to do. This shift happened because the Divine Mother took birth on earth. And because of that, Sri Aurobindo shifted this. There are other hymns also to Aditi and Adityas. We already read this, maybe not in this group, where Vasishtha calls Aditayah, Adityaso Siyama. You remember, yes? Aditayah, Adityaso Aditayah Siyama. May we be Aditis and Adityas. Which is absolutely unthinkable from the point of view of the religious mind. May we be the Divine Mothers and her activities and her faculties. How can we be Aditis? Aditi is only one, the Divine Mother. And he says, may we be the Divine Mothers, many. And in that sense, infinities within infinity. There is something very spiritual about this, which is not clinging to the personality as we do with our egoistic mind. These are the powers of consciousness, of infinity of the being.
Vladimir, I've got a gap between where the Divine Mother and the gods that are empowered by her and all of their activities that they do. How does the intelligence in the animals there's such an incredible sophistication in the very basics of creation, of material creation, of living forms. And I'm wondering, between those divine beings and the intelligence embodied in nature, what happens in that area?
Well, Aditi has her twin sister Diti, yes? And twin sister Diti with the separative consciousness knows how to separately charge everyone with the consciousness needed for separate existence. That intelligence is granted, to the separate being in a separate form, to sustain separate existence. So it is also the knowledge, but knowledge in time and space, in a particular form. Knowledge which will pass, knowledge which will change with time. It's constantly dynamically evolving, changing. As body evolves, consciousness grows. But to really charge every separate being with knowledge capable of surviving and evolving and growing, this intelligence is amazing, yes. It is Aditi in her form of deity.
Okay.
It's the Divine Mother. That's why Sri Aurobindo says she is all. If you find her, you find all. And you don't find something on the transcendental, all. You find all here also.
Okay. Thank you.
And there is someone in between. There is Aditi, Diti, and in between there is Prishni, Mother. We don't mention her, but once in a while we hear about her. And this is the mother of like many-colored doppled cow, Prishni. And she is the overmental mother, the mother which manifests as Maya, as the transition from the transcendental Aditi, infinity, into the forming the universe, and finally sustaining every separate being with its intelligence, which you were referring to. How come that everything is so intelligently relating to everything else? Yes, it knows how to be together. Yes.
Vladimir, you were supposed to speak on Prishni long time ago, but you never did.
Yes. Well, there was no occasion, but you can imagine that overmental mother is the mother of those many colors. You remember the picture of Buddha? There are many colors: blue, green, red, gold, white. All the colors are there. And so on that plane, the universe is being made, and all the godheads are born there. It is the mother of all the godheads. Not much is in the Veda about this Prishni, yes, but we know that she is there, as a transition. Mainly Aditi and Aditi are mentioned together, yeah? Because they are really showing us the separative intelligence and infinite intelligence or consciousness. Infinite and finite consciousness. Yeah? And in between, there's something happening. The dynamic truth is being activated dynamically, yes? Generating forms and the whole process of evolution. And it is all one mother, Aditi, Diti, and Prishni. Yeah? She is one in all three.
Makes sense.
I just, Vladimir, just few, I think when you were speaking, I think some, just cantos from Savitri came to mind. So one is when Ashwapati is calling the Divine Mother to descend. I just pasted those lines. That's so beautiful. Right? He's saying, hard is the doom to which thou binds thy sons. How long shall our spirits battle with the night and bear defeat and the brute yoke of death? We who are vessels of a deathless force and builders of the Godhead of the race. It goes on, but it's so beautiful that canto when he's just beseeching her to come down. Um, I think you were mentioning something about calling the Divine Mother to descend. And these steeds, it's interesting. This is also there in Shivandu has this Earth's winged chimeras are truth steeds in heaven, the impossible God sign of things to be. So it was reminding me of that, uh, those lines. Because I remember reading those lines in Secret Knowledge, and it's so beautiful, right? These dreams that we have, these aspirations, right? They're not just kind of fantasies, right? I mean, they're really the impossible God sign of things to be. Right? Thought I'd share that.
Yeah, this Savitri is so Vedic fundamentally because of this. Now we slowly start understanding. With studies of the Rig Veda, we understand better and better Savitri. This is another language from which Ubuntu took their actually inspiration and vision and imagery and symbols. Yeah, the symbol dawn, the first canto of the book. What do you want? So he starts with the dawn and he ends with the dawn, the whole Savitri. And now we are reading about the dawn. Thy birth is complete. Yes, it's all about this power of the divine, manifesting the divine in the form. Such a simple, luminous knowledge, yes. Don't need to know more. No, we know what to do. And then we forget, and that deity takes over. And panis come and tell us that we need money. Do you want some money? Yes, I want. And then you are totally off the grid. Any other thoughts? Please share your thoughts. It would be wonderful to hear your voices.
I was curious if you could jog my memory about. I thought I remember the mother's force being described as a measuring, or uh, she measures out what the manifestation needs according to our time and space.
You mean from the previous hymn? You are referring to the hymn.
I I just thought I remembered there being it being described as a measuring.
Measuring, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
She's not diminishing the beings, yes. She's
right.
refreshing, rejuvenating them. She's finding all the divine elements in them and putting them in the right kind of relations,
Hmm.
them into proper time and space. That's what she does, the Divine Mother. And that's why it takes so long, this evolutionary journey. Yes? And that's why he says, hurry up, please.
Yeah.
Why so long this thing, adjustment of things takes place? But while we adjust within ourselves the elements, the divine elements, then the whole world is reshuffled, changed.
Hmm.
So it's not so simple that I can change myself and that's it. It doesn't work that way. I'm connected to all. And in that sense, every smallest change in every one of us is a huge step forward for all. So, in that sense, it is very tardy and long, and because it can't be done like, of course, you can get a gift or boon from some godhead of immortality, as Markandeya got his boon or some other rishis, that he will be immortal. Yes, but that is not immortality for humanity. It is not the change in nature. That's what is required. Nature is to change.
Yeah.
Any other thoughts?
Vladimir, I have a question. Uh, what is the difference between these terms? Illumination, revelation, inspiration. They all seem to have different godheads, but what's actually happening within us when we say there is an inspiration, there is a revelation? Has it to do with the
Intuition.
rays of the sun? Yeah.
Yeah, Sri Aurobindo gives the definitions, yes, the Ila, Saraswati, Mahi, three goddesses, three streams of the truth. Revelation is the highest, yeah? When you see the body of the king. And who had seen the body of the king? Nobody saw his body. Who had seen the embodied divine? This is a revelation, when you see the face of God. Yeah? There is no other evidence needed. You don't need to hear about it, what it can do. You have a direct contact, revelation, the seeing. Seeing is the highest in a way. Hearing is inspiration, inspirational knowledge. You are inspired by the activities of that being in a sense that you know that it is there, presence is there. It does something to you. It changes you. You're not in a direct contact, but indirect, or let us say, direct presence of the being without you having a final kind of revelation. And that is the word. The word is constantly acting upon the manifestation. Yes? It is the creative power, logos, yeah? The divine word. That's what Rishis left us with, and Sri Aurobindo, the divine word, by which we can reassemble ourselves. It's not a revelation for us, it's the means by which we arrive at revelation. And then intuition, or first the vastness, or the intuition comes later, dakshina, first mahi, revelation, inspiration, and what was there, the other word for mahi? Bharati. Three rivers.
Sarama.
Huh?
Intuition,
Intuition is
Sarama?
dakshina comes later. Yeah. There are three senses. It's about our faculties. Yes, there is seeing, hearing, and touch. And this touch is the last one, which is viveka, discernment. More finally, the discernment is the third, and discernment is the foundation for intuition. Intuition is dakshina, the fourth. So these three are major faculties of consciousness: seeing, hearing, and touch. Yeah, there are three accesses to reality: visual, audio, and tactile. And these are three powers of the supermind: yeah? Revelation, inspiration, and discernment. And then it manifests in intuition. Intuition is that river which comes down and touches us and reveals to us some element of the truth in which we are in that context. Yeah? It connects us to that higher inspiration, and inspiration is comprehensive cognition. Revelation is apprehensive, knowing, having contact with the self. Yeah? Comprehension, knowing what the self wants or does, and discerning it in its action from other activities is the third in the vastness.
I don't know.
Yes,
Can I say something?
yes, please.
I was just reading today again that actually all these wars, all these things, of course, they are actually regulated on the top by money. So that's all these milliardaires, all these fake things which we say there has happened. They didn't really happen. Many things I don't want to know to say which ones, but and so we are few individuals who have this intuition, and of course there are many people who know also, there are books also written about it, but so I'm wondering how one can still it's
Cleansing, yes, it's rising, all of is rising up for us to see what is what, yes. If you have a wondering about why it is, I'm also wondering the same, why it is so overflowing. We are overflooded with this, lies upon lies, constantly manipulating for the sake of getting better position towards money and power. Money, power, and sex, three things, notice. Three dragon heads, as mother says. And they are going in one dragon. You cut one head, others will be there. So, and notice what is all it about these three. There's nothing else. Money, power, and sex. It's amazing if you think of it. Such a small world, yes. Only three powers to be managed. Yes, Gunya, I kind of interrupted you. I thought you meant in that direction to go. But you tell us your thought.
no, well, I just heard today one author who has written a book about all these details, how things work together, like
Oh yeah,
about money, which is the main force actually. Which, and yeah.
it works together definitely. And it is allowed, all these forces are, because the cleansing is taking place and these forces are calling for higher light. So people are awakening. They're seeing what is what. Yeah, many of us do not see what is what until they see. But that will hit harder before they see. Like anti-divine forces are allowed to act for the sake of calling the greater power into, like he said here, don't delay your work. Even that time there was a need of speedy work of the dawn. what to say today. We have to call her, Mother, please don't delay your work. Maybe this is speeding up of our work. I think it is speeding up. That's why all these undercovered things are rising. All the darkness from the depth which was there hidden for so long is coming up. Sorry. Great. All right. Thank you all. We are 10 minutes over. And next time we will take next name of this Rishi, which is also translated by Sri Aurobindo, this one. In Trishnupamita. Great. Thank you all and see you next time. Namaste.
Thank you, Vladimir.